Okay. It's a little bit in disarray because I was going through it. And I was going through the box to get my old soundtracks for something that I'm doing with LEGO Worlds. I'm building the Wizard Tower from Lord of the Rings. It's called Orthanc. I'm building Orthanc in LEGO Worlds, like this huge tower. And while I'm building in that game, I play like music from old MMOs, from old massive multiplayer online games. So for example, here's like the soundtrack, the score for Lord of the Rings Online, which was a great MMO game. I have that right here. I also have the soundtrack for, well, anyways, so here's like the collector's edition for EverQuest 2. It's amazing, like aluminum box, crazy. This was really expensive and it came with all kinds of goodies in here. So here's a collector's edition to Guild Wars, the original first version. There's a new Guild Wars out now. Again, I had like an awesome like soundtrack that came with this. I listen to it all the time. It's amazing. So check back. You should definitely follow me. If you're into LEGO or into these LEGO games, you definitely have to check out what I'm doing in LEGO Worlds. It's kind of like Minecraft with LEGO, with some big differences, but it's pretty interesting. It's only going to get bigger. It's only available on PC. But anyways, I'm in there, I'm building, and we listen to the music of Guild Wars and EverQuest and Lord of the Rings stuff. So anyways, what are some of these cool old vintage games? Hitman 2, I think that came with my subscription or something. This might be a demo. No, this is the full version. Hitman 2. Okay, so let's get into some dumb games. Games here. Okay, maybe some of you will recognize this title. This is a big one. Baldur's Gate. Right? This was Forgotten Realms. Like this is an authentic Dungeons and Dragons branded game. So this was big. Kind of similar to Diablo, but my love was this was my love right here. This was huge for me. This was the first really awesome, massive multiplayer game that was like Dungeons and Dragons based, like in a 3D world, so it could in a persistent universe, and it was 3D. So it wasn't like Diablo or Baldur's Gate where you like has this top-down view and this little sprite type character. This was like first person or third person. You could move the camera around. It was crazy. So I talk about that game all the time. I'm not going to do it now, obviously, but I was just going to show you some boxes. So you said Diablo. Yes, I have all the Blizzard games. And when they used to package them in these big, huge, big cardboard boxes, which they don't really do that anymore. But I keep these around, like in this bin, just for old time's sake, and I guess for moments like this, for reminiscing about the old days. So if we're going to be talking about Diablo, we may as well talk about, it's kind of like the counterpart, right? Like even the boxes are kind of similar. Like these are the original boxes, right? Now, how huge is StarCraft 2 right now? It's like one of the most popular games on Twitch, probably. So here's the first one. I was deep into that game. I was never really a master. I just played it to the best of my ability, just because I thought it was fun. But I was never a good player. So what else do I have? I mean, I have other versions of EverQuest. Like they came out with another version. I'm not going to show you all those. I think an original version of Halo, the first Halo game, for PC. There it is. This is not really vintage or anything cool, but just Tron 2.0. Big Tron fan. This was cool. This game, Auto Assault. Auto Assault was an MMO with cars. So it was like a Mad Max world, and you beefed up your car and you just drove around like the desert, and you'd see lots of non-player characters, but then once in a while you'd run into a player character and you could actually fight them and stuff. And it was a really cool concept, but I guess it didn't pick up. And it was, which company was this? It was NCSoft, right? Yeah, NCSoft. But whatever, so that never lived very long. But it's totally a cool concept. Okay, other titles you totally know. Neverwinter Nights, you know that. Warcraft 3. This was like StarCraft, but with like the Warcraft world. So this game was before World of Warcraft, obviously. Which one? Vice City, Grand Theft Auto, no big deal. Oh, so here's the first Guild Wars. Oh, this was the pre-release version. This was the pre-order box. So I was so into that game. I had the pre-order. I was in game pre-release, playing that before it was still out. Black and White. This was a cool game. Kind of cool game. You're like a god or a deity. Knights of the Old Republic, Pirates. These are all kind of vintage games. But I actually go way back before that. You know, I was gaming in 1984, I think, on the Apple IIe computer, which was there was the Apple II, the Apple II Plus, and then I think the Apple IIe. It might have been my 512, not megabytes, but 512 kilobytes memory. So anyways, I was gaming on that, on early consoles, on early Macintoshes, PCs, blah, 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 blah. So I go back. So I talk about gaming. I talk about MMOs. I talk about life. I talk about a lot of different stuff. I just talked about archery for a little while ago. I showed you guys my my Robin Hood. I have a split arrow that I shot a long time ago, a couple years ago. So I talk about all kinds of fun stuff, and it'd be great if you hang out with me and my son sometimes and to follow and do all that fun stuff. Okay, so I gotta wrap it up right now. Boy, we're